You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. An army. Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle, aka Chronic, and today we are doing the BTS hardships from 2013 to 2021, including racism, mistreatment, accusations, and more, and their struggles throughout the years we're going to experience together. Thank you so much, Army, for all the support coming to me through my hard times and for guiding me to check this out so we can understand why the Army and all the boys hold each other so close to make sure that none of this mistreatment happens anymore, as we even know there's alleged mistreatment happening to the boys in the army right now. So with all of that said, let's check out this video. This video was created for the purpose of informing and educating people about their struggles and hardships. BTS did not rise to the top without overcoming mountains, but these hurdles created a strong and unbreakable bond between BTS and ARMY. And I must admit, that bond is incredible, and I want to thank you all for letting me be a part of ARMY as well. I am from Canada. I am 32. My name is Kyle, and I want to know all of where you're from, where the army has reached as well. And I really appreciate you guys letting me know, because it really does feel like a worldwide group. And I haven't felt like that with any other group other than BTS here. So here is all the struggles that they have gone through the years, at least updated till 2021. And there's a lot more I'm sure that has happened. Like I said, here we go.
This video was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against others. This video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond between BTS and ARMY. June 13, 2013. BTS were only able to debut because the scheduled performers cancelled.
Wow.
BTS was a filler. Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption, due to their company's lack of clout at that time.
저 당시에는 예, 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 방송을 막 사람 닫혀 있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있었어.
저때 한밤에 이게 나가게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가 막 그랬었어. 그때 그랬어요.
되게 중요한 거고
신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요.
저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping in one bedroom to using their own staff as extras, to recording an album in a garage. These were just a few things BTS experienced early on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지드래곤 선배님이 막 말 걸어주신 거 기억나요? 옷에 쓰여 있는 거 무슨 뭐냐고. 돈 없어가지고 16,000원짜리 후배티에 프린팅 해가지고 뭔지 몰라가지고 말을 못해 되겠었는데 아무튼.
Because some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
사실 남준이가 그 언더에서 활동을 했다고 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 언플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
아, 쟤네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper
Wow. That is so true. I can't imagine if like Eminem went into a pop group and became an idol, would talk about the streets or wherever the underground he came from and what RM at least was experiencing with that. That is very heavy, and they just went all in for each other here. The hardship itself, to drop everything for something you love, is actually a lot harder than people want to admit. If it was that easy to do, there would be a lot more success stories like this. So it's really cool to see this humble beginning, to see this isn't just to point fingers, but to show them that it just wasn't given to them. And it wasn't just music, here, you go dance and here's the lyrics and have fun. No, the heart and soul is in all of this.
told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
방탄소년단에 대해서 사실 뭐 팀워크 말하는 거 아이돌 부릅니다. 네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니다. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 뭐 이제 분장을 한다는 거, 어떤 메이크업을 하는 거 이제 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
분장 그런 게 아니라 여자.
What? Shut the front door.
BTS were being told by several people they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at
That's such a naive statement because people who are literally getting interviewed on television usually are getting makeup on before they go so that if they flush you can't really see it. Like a lot of performers use makeup, who cares?
one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could.
What was the name of their company again?
Agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups. In 2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings, not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014, BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands. April 2014. During a variety show, the host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필입니까? 원망했나요?
사실 저희가 말씀드릴 수 있는
얘기 천천히
저희가 이번 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요. 그래가지고 나 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 미묘하게 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts. November 2014.
What, you can't do trending things? Am I bad for now looking at BTS? I never knew BTS before. BTS is trending. They're one of the best. Am I bad for using them on my channel as something to help get my channel moving forward? Maybe so, and that's how close-minded people really are, because it's an air balloon. Anyone can use an air balloon. You don't own images like that. Like, that's rough, because I understand that struggle, because even doing anything on YouTube, someone's done it before you, you know? It's really hard to be first-time creative.
Hashtag kick out J-Hope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented.
Wow.
The trend became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented." Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended hashtag J-Hope you're perfect to comfort him. May 2015. BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of sacheki. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records.
Oh my gosh.
But this was when their company was barely surviving financially, making the claims groundless. May 2015, V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all. V was known to be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement. He apologized on Twitter for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to this song before bed. July 2015, BTS.
Just being a fan, you're going to get taken down from the haters. Oh my gosh, I literally just watched And hearing that line in Butter from Suga now, haters. Oh my god, it totally makes sense. Like, gosh, they had so many haters with their success, and they're a flash in the pan. I can't believe how successful they became with how little resources their big hit studios entertainment thing had, and they all were just so young and had to give up everything to do this.
Abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet, in New York due to death threats towards RM.
Wow.
All related fan activities were also subsequently cancelled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
Sorry. We love you.
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016, people began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS. This led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey. RM has said that since the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively examine the lyrics. May 2000.
See, I can respect that because I never like being forced to not be able to express yourself, and that's what they were just experiencing there. Because none of, like, when I forgot who was singing it, but they were singing the song from the other K-pop idol right as they won that award, and just singing someone else's song made them get in trouble. And now with RM being somewhat forced to address his artistic creativity because he's putting out these lyrics not trying to be misogynistic or anything. I wouldn't attribute that to any of them, but then being accused for that and having to have now PR talks with all these people to make sure he's not going to sound misogynistic, that can even take away from some creativity as well. Though you still need to be respectable for everyone, I completely understand that. But it also shows the leadership in RM to be able to do that, so he's trying to mitigate ever having these accusations thrown at them even more.
May 2016. During their epilogue concert, antis began to use the hashtag Plagiarism Boy Scouts. Multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea. BTS saw this, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice. One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away.
왜 안 받는 거지? 거짓말하고 느낌이 딱 먹다 남긴 느낌인데. 아니 새 거예요. 아 진짜 새 거예요. 야.
BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high.
Well, that's
September
good.
2016, antis made yet another project called Break Wings Project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast.
So many haters
Wings
here.
then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first week, appearing at number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart, setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200. Because of this, antis took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016. During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury, even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue and BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but it was at the end of the event with leftover confetti, no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling. Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken. October 2016. During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them. This comment was left under a video uploaded by Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese." November 2016. Wow. V made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. And he saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention.
Are you serious?
November 2016, Big Hit released a formal statement.
What a horrible thing to be accused of. What a pathetic accusation. He is reaching out to get some support because he's going through something. He needs some love from his army. And the fact that that is being attacked, it's like, why does everyone want BTS not to succeed that are outside of that bubble? It's really confusing for me coming over from Canada, where anytime a Canadian is doing well, all of Canada gets behind them. And we don't have nearly as many people, so maybe when someone does succeed, we just want to make sure they succeed because there's not enough Canadians succeeding in our eyes. But wow.
About taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS. The company continues to pursue legal actions against perpetrators to this day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy. Wow. November 2016. Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that miscalculations were made. They called Melon Customer Care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
그거 이제 그 상에 해당하는 앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 뭐 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요. 고객께서 보셨던 거는 차트랑 그리고 스트리밍 그 실시간 그 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체 데이터 수치는 아마 보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로에르만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데 고객님들께서 정리해서 보신 거는 그 차트 반영에 관한 내용들이고요.
네.
그 부분이 아니라 1년 동안 고객님들께서 스트리밍 돌리시고 앨범을 산 그 이용권 말고 많은 대중들이 전체적으로 됐잖아요.
네.
그거에 대한 결과 전체 음원 합산 점수예요. 내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하신 게 혹시 내부적 이게 비리가 있는 건 아니냐라고 생각이 드실 수 있는데요.
네.
뭐 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요.
Facts are facts, man.
1년 동안 보다 스트리밍 수가 많이 받아서 상을 받았다라고 생각하시면 되십니다.
Wow. People just can't admit that they are doing great, and the facts are the votes are in, and you can't deny that. But people are liars and want others to go down. They just can't accept the facts when it's presented in front of them, and they think it's a full fabrication. That happens all the time in America with the presidency. After one of the sides loses, they always say it's a fabrication and the voting system didn't go correct. So what a polarizing band, and they don't need to be this polarizing. It's interesting how many haters from different angles are coming to them with so many different types of mistreatment, even to the fact of like, who's not happy with pop and burgers? I don't even know who could complain about that. What?
February 2017. BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards. The part in question was when the no-signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work. And siblings of the group liked that post.
Wow.
Gaon Charts eventually posted an official statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches.
Dang right, boys. I applaud you for having that stance to know, because this defamation coming from people accusing them for that's a costly mistake, and there's people in America that got big fines for the defamation that they caused to others. So they better have apologized after that. And also, imitation is not plagiarism itself. Like, are you trying to say that no one can sing a high note if someone's already sang a high note? Or if someone's dunked a ball, you're not allowed to now go dunk a ball the same way? Like, that's what you get inspired by, and that's how you imitate, is what you're inspired by. So like, I just can't believe that they're getting all these accusations, but then also on the flip side, to know that they got the stance to know their boundary on the respect that they need for each other. Because if they continue to get bullied like this, they're not going to be able to flourish the way they need to.
March 2017. Death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2017. Fans of a different group were so outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for the South Korean citizens only, with traffic from overseas.
Wow.
May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth. Police tweeted soon afterwards that they were investigating the threat. November 2018. On November 7, a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have cancelled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고, 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데, 그래서 그 5개 대륙에, 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요. 10만 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체 어떤 정치적 배경에서 나왔는가, 어떤 역사적 배경에서 출현한 건가, 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게 잘못된 건가 팩트 체크를 다 하면서 이 2차 세계대전에 대한 어떤 그 자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
영문으로 해서 저렇게 한 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 이렇게 다 볼 수 있는데 분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요. 그러니까 거의
April
That's incredible.
2019.
See, I love whistleblowers in way and for those of truth. We do not represent the views or positions of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, or all opinions and errors are our own. That is coming clean.
166쪽 정도 돼요. 그러니까 거의
April 2019. During BTS's global press conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용 그 뭐 표절인가 그 프랑스 작가분께서 언급하셨던 그 부분을 언급해서 여쭤본 거였고요. 그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐 질문이 좀 불편할 수는 있겠지만 답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에 질문을 드렸습니다.
네, 그 건에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 그 작가님이랑 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그 건에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠. 네, 감사합니다.
Netizens later uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019. SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first illegible week. Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely.
That's ridiculous.
December 2009.
Also, so respectable with Celeste here. She's making sure that the other bands and all that aren't going to get defamed in this, and she did a really good job to just make it about the disservice to BTS while not trying to take anyone else down. That's been really appetizing with this documentary where it's so many uncomfortable topics that we're going into here too. So this band is just so good that they sometimes are not going to get invited just because they want someone else to win. And that can be a tough place to be.
19. JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company." December 2019. MBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to OSEN, multiple industry sources shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a Daesang. But in 2020, they created a second Daesang for digital music. BTS won the Daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the Daesang for digital music as well.
Wow!
BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 20.
They're literally trying to make different categories so that others can start winning instead of just the one winning that. And I understand you want diversity world, but like that's what you're going to create. Now, they won the physical and they should have won the digital, but because they only won the physical and you didn't allow them to win the digital, now that physical award they don't even want to show up physically for. So, look what just happened to you. Is that what you wanted? Wow, just the jealousy. This is just straight up jealousy from so many different angles that means that this band really has struck a nerve and it was needed. Absolutely needed. So I can't wait to keep moving forward with this. My blood has been boiling with just all this mistreatment. So I can see why the army just has such a close space for spot for all 7 of these gentlemen because they've gone through the ringer, and I'm so glad they are stronger on the other side, and they're still going through stuff right now, as we know.
2020, Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship. Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements.
Why?
Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages.
Why are they
Music
being
critic
ignored at
Kim
all?
Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 내가 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이 미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기사들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 뭐 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다든지 여러 가지 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는
Wow! See, that was an incredible conversation there. And I think the interesting thing that we learned is what it looks like a lot of people criticizing them for was that they were not bringing their foundations of their culture and their background as in where they originally came from, whether it was rapping. So now that they are idols and have become this phenomenon, there's a lot of people that just didn't want to attach themselves to this because they felt like they were too far away from what they started as, which I don't think is correct. I think they are their own unique thing. And if you had to categorize them, sure, they're a K-pop group and they deserve their own category, but it's okay to be in a category as well. And because just someone is so good at something does not mean you need to separate them. That just means they're excelling incredible at something we all can excel in if we have what they have, and they don't want to have these record labels. They don't want to have all these extra producers. They want to be the ones doing their work so that it's their reason why they're succeeding, and no one can blame someone else. It is them. So whether you like it or you hate it, at least it's their stuff you're seeing, which does make a lot of people frustrated when people are able to do that and aren't influenced so much by the people around them.
2020. For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service, even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018,
wow, I'm sorry, that is incredible, because to know that they were not trying to get out of their actual national duty, which we do not have in Canada. I'm restricted to go any of that stuff. I don't have to serve a day for that. We have things like that they can go into, but it's all volunteer. So that for me gets me a little anxious if I was an artist or something like that. If you become an idol, are you going to be able to still be able to do this, or are you going to disappear into war? And we know that they all have served or are serving right now, and a lot of stuff's going on there with bullying too. So wow, at least accusations have been made. So wow.
That they will serve when called upon. In August 2018, all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision. On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea.
Incredible.
In April 2021, 26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021. BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song.
Wow.
A former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys.
Oh my god, that gives me goosebumps just thinking about that, y'all. Holy snap. Can you imagine this? The whole world can go and see the Grammys. We all have the cable to go to it. Only 8.8 million compared to the 13 over million people that are seeing them on their own video, on their own channel there. That is mind-blowing to show how supportive this army is. There are millions of you. There is probably more of the army around the world of BTS lovers than Canada's population itself. That is saying something. Y'all are bigger than a whole country. And you can just see why there's so much support, but also just so much polarization from this. Even the Grammys want to use them as clout, but then doesn't want them to be able to perform a whole song. Their songs aren't even that long. They're 4 minutes or under. Let them perform the song fully.
March 2021. Topps released the Garbage Pail Kids Shammy Awards illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021, a German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon.
There was so
he
much
openly
of that Asian
cursed
hate
at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey, Max, Lauv, Steve Aoki, and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke and that folks are too sensitive. During Zach Sang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. They don't, you know what I mean?
So wait, was he just saying what I think he was saying? It has to be in a European or American boy band at the top of the charts. It has to. Wow. Who cares who you are from? We all have skin and all have blood in the image of God, y'all. Come on.
Like I don't think that they're gonna.
Is so crazy. It's
dude, and it's global.
Yeah, I'm a fan. They're really good.
I like them. They're good dancers.
I can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it.
I don't even know what to call them, boys or girls, because I don't know what they are. Look at these people. Look at this one.
Look at these
I don't know which one he is. Look at those highlights. Those chunky Tony and Guy
Star Magazine editor
salon highlights. And the contact lenses. You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something...
Ew, who is this girl? Oh, that's so gross. Like, thank God she's a former. And like, imagine if a guy was saying that about girls and calling like, man, like, why are you trying to dress like a Canadian guy with that look you're choosing? Wow, the double standards now in this life. Wow.
An Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice.
Oh! That is not what you were saying during the break!
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
喐校，要經係校，要經係幾有嘢好嘅，要經係幾有嘢，要經係好嘢喎。有咩管呢？
A senior editor from The Economist said, please no, after BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly. She quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke.
Wasn't just.
This led to Stephen Pollard, a British journalist, to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, all this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important? So when BTS...
I hate when people say music's not important. Music's literally what saved my life, y'all. It gave me meaning and purpose, as it has for all of you as well, especially this band. People are so naive.
Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important? So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, we're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this. BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization. With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. it will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talent,
Yes,
armies have a
sincerity and
tendency
talent.
to be protective, and sometimes overly so. If only because
I don't
of the
blame
awareness
y'all.
of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
Jeez. That was incredible. I am mesmerized by that storytelling. Again, y'all, I don't know if you can see these goosebumps, but the whole time I'm just having goosebumps. This is penetrating. This is real. I can even be the first to admit this. When I first saw the wave of K-pop come to Canada, I did not know who it was, why it was happening. Now I know why it was BTS. But when it happened, I was semi-confused. I'm like, man, we got probably so many good Canadian bands and pop artists that we should be putting up as well. So like, why are they succeeding? But until you actually check it for yourself, you really don't know. I know a lot of people that hate Taylor Swift until they actually listen to her and watch her perform. She's actually pretty talented, and there's a reason why she's doing this good. It's not all hate. So the thing about this incredible band is the fact that there is so much polarization that they are literally getting full hate and full love. They're not getting apathy. They're not getting people just like, whatever. It is what it is. It's either love or hate. And when you're doing something this powerful and this raw, this talented, it's really going to create a full polarization, because when you are this good or this bad, which they're not this bad, it will create tension on those two sides. And they really are that proverbial, we are just who we are. And I think there's a bit of respect when some of these other boy bands are saying like, hey, I don't get it. They're doing so great. They should have their own category, because it does look like we're never going to beat them. And for us, we need some of these awards too. Bring up your game then. Find out what they're doing right. There's so many comedians that will only look at comedians of their own color. And then there's comedians like Cat Williams that will look at white, black, Asian, doesn't matter what type of comedians. We're just looking to see what jokes are funny. So the thing about this band that I have really loved since the beginning is BTS has blended in so many different styles and genres into their music. So like a Linkin Park, which was so many different genres being blended, it created such a polarization. So with BTS, they actually can dance incredibly well. They can sing and vocalize incredibly well, but they can rap incredibly well. They look amazing. They look immaculate. So they're checking all these check marks, but then it's like, what is separating them from other artists that are unique? And I really think it has to do with that big hit entertainment, that they just have this incredible relationship with since the beginning, not picking a big record label to really start and go all in with. I think really shows why this foundation has made them such a family and such a close knit, to see why these hardships really do affect the members specifically. And we know what's going on right now in Korea and all that turmoil too. So like this video said, there is going to be more hardships in the future that they are going through. So I hope people like me checking this out and hopefully letting more see this video will let people know why BTS is an incredible band, why they all are worth going to check out, to support, solo or their whole band itself. And I would love to know which way you guys would like me to move forward after checking this out. We have seen that documentary of the earlier years. We have now seen their hardships that they went through. We've seen 2 music videos with The Butter and Dynamite. I personally would love to see one of their singles that is not English, and I would love to see that 2-hour long documentary that is more updated for the 2024. This has been incredible. struggles throughout the years have been very difficult for them, but it has made them stronger on the other side, and they are a tighter unit group because of it. Army, thank you so much for being here today. Please let me know in the comments below where you're from, how old you are. Let's see how far this army has spread across the world. I am Kyle from Canada. I'm 32 years old, and I've only known this band now for a few weeks, and it has already changed my life. We are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks. See you next time. Peace and love. God bless y'all.